Hi. So, I was just sitting here in the office and it's lunchtime, and I was thinking to myself, I've been thinking about this for a few days, about something that I think is really important for me to say, and I'm not really 100% sure why I feel like it's so important for me to say, but it's something that I think it's important just to say. So I was really moved by what the Prime Minister of Canada said when they apologized to the LGBTQ people for the things that Canada had systematically done to oppress LGBTQ people. And, it really got me thinking about why we don't apologize to LGBTQ people more often. So, I'm certainly not the president of anything, and I am certainly probably not that important of a person, but I think that what I am is a physician, and what I am is a person who has worked in medicine for a really long time, and what I am is a person who truly believes that healthcare is a basic need for all people in our country, including LGBTQ people. And, what the president said, what the Prime Minister of Canada said was about how challenging the laws and the systems that were created for people in Canada had oppressed LGBTQ people in a way that caused them to lose their lives. And I think that although I'm not that important, I am a physician, I do teach on a medical school faculty, and I think that it's important for some of us who work in the healthcare field to acknowledge and to apologize to LGBTQ people for exactly the role that medicine in general has had to cause heartache at best and the loss of lives of people in the United States because of the way medicine has treated LGBTQ people. I think that there are a ton of ways that this has happened. I think that we can look at things like, for gay men, how for many, many years, medicine has treated gay men as solely a vector of disease, and people have discriminated against them and researched on them and experimented on them, and yet not really taken the time to understand or judge or lack judgment for gay men and their sexual orientation. I think that for intersex people, medicine has forced surgeries on intersex people for a really long time and forced gender on those people and not allowed them to grow up to be their true selves by misunderstanding and mistreatment of intersex people. I think that for trans people, on a regular basis, medicine discriminates against them and hurts them. And then for a really long time, what has happened is LGBTQ people have come into a medical space and felt unsafe, and then medicine has wondered why LGBTQ people are angry or are mistrustful of the advice that medicine has given them. And I think that they come by that naturally, and we come by that naturally, and I think that there's a lot to change. I think that part of the reason why medicine has mistreated LGBTQ people is because in the medical education arena, there's been lack of education for LGBTQ healthcare issues. The average American medical school spends 4 to 5 hours on LGBTQ healthcare issues throughout their 4 years of medical school. And obviously, again, medicine has treated and has dishonored and has caused damage to LGBTQ people in general. Again, I'm not somebody really important, but I do believe that if you work in medicine and if you see LGBTQ people, which you will if you work in medicine, there's no way to not. I think that one of the things that is important for us to understand is that we as a community owe the LGBTQ population an apology. Whether you think that you have never been somebody who has been part of discrimination against LGBTQ people and you work in medicine, every time that you allowed somebody to discriminate against an LGBTQ person who you work with, you were complicit and you participated in the systematic discrimination and loss of lives of LGBTQ people in our community. So I would really, really think that as a community, medicine in general owes LGBTQ people an apology, and I really hope that this message that I send out, even though, again, I'm not really somebody who's important in medicine, nor am I somebody who probably played a huge role in discrimination of LGBTQ people. I think that it has to start with those of us who have been fighting for a really long time to ensure that LGBTQ people in healthcare spaces are safe, to apologize for medicine as a whole, because we're part of it. I don't know why I felt really compelled to do this, but usually when I feel compelled to do something, I try to do it, and I do it because I believe that, just like as a government, our government has a lot of apologizing to do to LGBTQ people. I think that medicine as a community has a lot of apologizing to do to LGBTQ people as well. And I think that that should start now. So, if you work in medicine and you happen to look at this, please pass this along to your friends. Please remember that this is Pride Month, and there's no better time for us to start apologizing to LGBTQ patients for the way that medicine has treated them than now. I think that this is a pivotal time in our country so that to ensure that LGBTQ people aren't discriminated against more in healthcare spaces. So if your politician in your area doesn't understand how badly medicine has treated LGBTQIA people, please let them know that they have. Please don't be complicit in allowing this to continue on for eternity. Please go back to your schools that trained you and tell them that they need to train their students better on how to work with LGBTQ people. And most of all, make sure that your office spaces are safe for LGBTQ people, because the only way to end stigma and to try to reduce some of the bias that LGBTQ people have, which they come by naturally because of the way that medicine has treated them, is to apologize first, and then to change the way that we do things. So it's not the patient's prerogative to have to force us to change. It's our prerogative to apologize and to make changes from there on. I don't know why I needed to say that. I just was really, really moved by the way that Justin Trudeau apologized to LGBTQ people in Canada for the way that they were treated. And I just wanted to make my little teeny suburban physician professor at a small medical school plea to the rest of the medical community that we do the same for LGBTQ people, and we continue to fight for LGBTQ acceptance in medicine. I made it through. I didn't cry, and I don't believe I swore, which is like really great. And I also pushed through the idea that like, who the fuck are you? Ooh, I swore. I knew I couldn't make it through this without swearing once, which is a miracle that I haven't sworn yet. You know, I do think that we all play a part in this, and sometimes the we all play a part in this, and even the smallest little part can make a big change for people and how they feel about medicine in general. If we start to really, if we really start to just admit that we fucked up and that we're going to work hard to make sure that it doesn't happen in the future. Okay, so again, on behalf of medicine, at least the small part of medicine that I play a role in, you know, I do think that medicine has made a lot of mistakes when it comes to the treatment of LGBTQ communities, and it continues to make mistakes, and I apologize, and I'm going to continue to work hard to make sure that we're safe and that we are treated with respect and dignity, and we are just given the best care, which is our basic human need. Okay. Again, just wanted to say it. I would look really cute in these glasses too. So anyway, all right. Everybody, thanks and have a good day.